Nestled in a mountainside suburb in northern Taipei, Fred is very comfortable in his new apartment. He's been living here for several months now, but his journey wasn't smooth sailing, and his experience apartment hunting left him feeling dejected.
When we started visiting places, things got way more complicated than expected, because out of 9 places that we saw, 7 times I was rejected for being a foreigner.
Some landlords weren't so upfront about why they didn't want to rent their apartment to Fred, while others were much more direct.
There was one apartment, and I remember it really well because I think it was like the 7th one. It was a 1-bedroom apartment in Shilin, and Ray, my friend, who's again Taiwanese local, came with me. And when we entered the apartment, he went first, and the landlord was standing in the apartment, and she said, "Oh, I do not rent to foreigners." So we just had to turn around and leave.
Fred, who's from France, feels like he was treated unfairly.
I have a good job, I have a good salary, I can definitely pay my rent, and I'm a good payer as well, so that's kind of like a security for the landlords. I didn't expect things to be that complicated.
But his story is far from unique. Rental discrimination against foreigners, migrant workers, indigenous Taiwanese, and the elderly is widespread in Taiwan. And there isn't much to stop landlords from openly discriminating against potential renters.
At this moment, I don't think there is any law to protect the tenant to rent the house. So the only one who can help is the government. So that's why the government is trying to arrange all the social housing for the people underprivileged, help them to get a proper or reasonable place to stay.
While government programs may be able to help lower-income Taiwanese citizens find housing, it falls on the shoulders of rental agencies to assist foreign and migrant workers to look for accommodations. But even then, landlords get the final say. In this conversation with a rental agency, one potential renter is told, "Sorry, the landlord has spoken with their family and decided they want to rent to Taiwanese people, not foreigners." While some landlords claim the language barrier prevents them from renting to non-Taiwanese people, deep-rooted racial stereotypes seem to be at the heart of why landlords often reject foreign renters.
A landlord specifically asks not to rent to black people. He thinks like, oh, black people is nice, but then maybe not a good tenant because aggressive is in their genes and whatever. Like almost every landlord had the image of every white guys or girls, like white people likes to party. So probably it's from Hollywood movies.
Settled in his apartment in Taipei, Fred's house hunting ordeal is over for now. But until anti-discrimination laws are introduced to protect renters from being profiled by landlords, stories like Fred's are likely to continue. Klein, Wang and Reece for TaiwanPlus.